All right, hi everyone. Our guest is a Bitcoin OG, well known for his 2013 video titled Just Buy $1 Worth of Bitcoin, Please. He helps newbies and traders with various crypto and economic topics, and he does a great Christine Lagarde impersonation. It's a great pleasure to have him here to share his knowledge with the RedFOX Labs community. Welcome, Davinci J15. How are you doing, my man?
I'm in the five by five, staying alive here in Miami right now. I'm visiting the United States, and yeah, I'm going to be heading back to Dubai later on. But I'm enjoying the Miami for now. And thanks for having me on. Actually,
Thank you very much. And yeah, so I know you're based in Santiago and you've relocated to Dubai. You're in Miami as well, so looks like you're having a good time getting around. And so yeah, let's get into it. One of the things that you're well known for is the video that you made about 7 years ago, where you told people to invest in Bitcoin. So looking at where we are right now with Bitcoin and crypto, with DeFi, with play to earn, metaverses, NFTs, without giving any financial advice, what's your message to people watching now?
my message to people is you're still early. If you're thinking that, oh my God, I missed the Bitcoin train, right? That's what most people think. You didn't. If you understand the power of what Bitcoin provides, that it allows people to transfer wealth anywhere in the world at low fees and allow them to actually earn those Bitcoins and keep those Bitcoins, and they don't have to worry about it being confiscated if they do it right, of course. They leave it at exchange. That might not be the proper way to do it. But if you do it right and use it properly, you can actually change a person's life and change your life by owning some Bitcoin. I think it's best to learn how that you could actually transfer the money back and forth and not just buy it because a price goes up. That's the wrong way to look at this. If you buy it and just to hold it to because price goes up, you are missing a huge aspect of Bitcoin that you are not using, you're not seeing. You have to go and download a wallet. You have to you have to transfer a small amount of Bitcoin to that wallet and then send it to somebody and then watch it. Watch it. You go, watch yourself go, oh my God, this is amazing. This is technology will change the world once you try it out for yourself. So I implore you to try it out yourself.
Yep, and it will be interesting to check what you're saying in, say, 7 years and see where we're at then, right?
Exactly, exactly. I think you know what? If you're just gonna be here to invest it, fine. Just hold it for like 5 years time frame, and you will not be disappointed. And if you hold it 10 years, you'll be well doing very very well. You'll probably be traveling the world.
Okay, yeah, so looking at where crypto is now and how far it's come, we have DeFi and much of that's running on the Ethereum ecosystem. And only a few years ago, people were calling ETH a scam, and now we have blockchain play to earn games where people in developing nations are making a living off it. And it's literally keeping some people alive as they've lost their jobs and they're locked down. And you don't need a bank account to own crypto, it's banking the unbanked. Crypto already has a strong positive impact on society. What areas in crypto are exciting you now?
Well, obviously the DeFi and the NFT space, right? With these new innovations, right? We're going to see a lot of opportunities for everyone around the world. I think the NFT space has is going to explode in ways that you cannot imagine. You imagine being able to own a sports moment or a television moment or and edit a small piece of a movie. You're going to be seeing all kinds of cool things coming out. And another thing that we're going to look out for, right? You should look out for if you're interested in finding, especially if you're in NFT space, look for a platform to display your NFTs. That platform has yet to be developed. And once that comes out, that platform will do extremely well. So look out to invest in something like that. If people are interested in investing, of course, and I'm think they are on your channel. So yes, look for those kind of things as an investment play. Of course, there are going to probably be many of them, so it's going to be difficult to find out which one is going to be the number one. But most likely, it's the first one to market is going to be the winning platform. So look for that and see if that works out. Also, you know what? I'm really excited about the Lightning Network. I think it's growing faster every day and better. It will be a lot. A lot of improvements will come to the Lightning Network, which is another layer on top of Bitcoin, right? Allowing Bitcoin to have transactions that are free or low cost, extremely low cost, that it's negligible. That's really exciting because a lot of people complain about fees, and with Taproot, the new upgrade to Bitcoin that's coming up in November, that will actually augment the Lightning Network that much more. Now, there's no guarantee that Lightning Network will be the second layer solution because, again, there is a problem of adoption that's going on. But I am excited about the technology.
Okay, look out for that. And what trends are you seeing emerge in the gaming and metaverse space, and where is it headed for, say, social, community, and consumer applications?
That allows for expansion of what already exists in the gaming worlds, but that usually exists in that one niche world. I think that needs to be expanded outside of that world into other worlds. If they can do it in such a way, even if one game company allowed it to jump your assets, your digital assets to jump from one game to another that they kept in their world, that would be a massive thing to exist. It doesn't have to be cross company compatible, but even just a single company compatible with across two multiple games, that would be a game changing game. Game set of games, right? That a lot of people
Yeah.
would share assets between. They need to get on that real fast.
That's it. That's it. Okay, and on to an area that you cover a fair bit. The European Central Bank, it's trying to launch your own digital euro. So I loved the Christine Lagarde impression that you did recently. And of course, she was the IMF chief and she was criminally convicted of negligence rather than corruption. Now she's the president of the ECB. And some say the ECB has spread some of that ESG FUD about Bitcoin because of the European investors. They have an ESG mandate. So so they made it up to slow Bitcoin adoption down while they were rolling out their own digital currency. What are your thoughts on the FUD that just keeps on coming?
Well, that impression was a one-off, so I'm not doing it on the show.
Oh.
I know you were
I'm gonna
looking forward
ask you
to it,
to.
but I'm not doing. But yeah, I mean, they're trying to build a CBDC. They're starting to look into it right now. It's like they're so behind, and it's ridiculous, right? Right now, they're telling you, oh, you know what? You just need to be happy you have a job. Forget your savings. I'm going to take that. Just be happy you have a job. Like, are you kidding me? So imagine when they have a CBDC, they'll be able to probably control the amount of money that you get from your job, like really directly. Like, no, no,
Yeah,
don't give them that power. That's crazy because
yeah, sounds
they're
scary.
constantly because like if they're taking your savings, soon they're going to be taking your salary.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it would give them ultimate control if they have this digital currency that they can control you with and track everything you do with that. Yeah, that does sound a bit scary.
Oh, we need more tax money. Boom, press the button, instant. There we go. You don't have to worry about you filing your taxes.
Cut you off just like that.
Done.
So you said before that you did it was only a one-off Christine Lagarde impression, but I'm going to ask you: can you say, "I'm not guilty, Your Honor. It was just a poor political decision"?
No, I'm not going to do it.
I'll have to do it then. I'm not guilty, Your Honor. It was just a poor political decision. All
I
right.
know
So
because I'm not good at impressions. I don't know why I did it that way that one off time, but that's all right.
it was
I guess I
excellent.
was I was in the zone.
You did it better than me anyway. So, okay. Well, I have a friend. Let's call him Tom because that's actually his real name. He works in finance, and yesterday he actually said to me, "Bitcoin's going to zero." I laughed. Now, could that plan or goal for banks ever succeed, or could it be more likely that central banks will adopt Bitcoin as a reserve currency, adopt crypto platforms and protocols, and team up with DeFi projects?
No, Bitcoin is an invention that can't be uninvented. It's been secured by everyone, every single criminal on the planet, because they've tried every single way to corrupt the system. I remember when I first started looking into it and looking at the protocol, I remember seeing all kinds of attacks to the protocol, people doing this, all kinds of crazy things, sending crazy messages to the protocol on a constant basis as I was looking at the actual core layer of data being sent processed to through the Bitcoin network. It was nonstop. Everybody and everyone tried to like steal or break this protocol and could not. So with it being such battle tested in the fields where it's open and available for everyone to attack, everyone to look and find a hole, that there's no chance for them to actually break the system at this point in time. All they can do is, join us basically at this point, or slow us down. And the best way to slow us down is obviously at the endpoints, right, where we on and off ramp the system. But that is going to slowly disappear, especially if companies start to use tether stable coins or currencies that link to actual a digital asset that's already existing, right? Like for example, the USDT or the USDC, right, coins. Then if they start accepting that and using that, there's no need for off ramps, because we can automatically go to what's it called, exchanges that are decentralized, and never have to worry about a centralized exchange ever again. And this is another thing that really, if they create a CBDC, especially if they make it difficult for you to transact, you'll easily offload to other cryptos really fast because of that, because they'll be easily interconnected. And when connected to a digital decentralized exchange, and boom, you're instantly, you take your phone. Oh, I only accept what's it called, pandemonium, like let's just say you're in Argentina. Oh, I always accept Argentina digital currency. Okay, I'm going to convert my Bitcoin to your digital Argentina currency to pay you for your asset, and then he'll take it and he'll convert it to the Bitcoin, right? Instead of going straight
Yeah.
because of laws, right? But it'd be dumb, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
it would be absolutely useless system for, because
Yeah.
everybody will avoid it like the plague.
Sure. And might the Federal Reserve drop the banks once they've created their own digital currencies and don't need banks anymore?
That's an interesting question. I don't think so. The banks will make sure that they are part of whatever creation in the digital currency space, so that they do not become irrelevant. And so you'll see a very interesting, whatever they did come up with, it'll always try to conclude the banks. And thus, it will make it that much more cumbersome and that much more useless, because there's so many interests that need to be accommodated, right? That it will be difficult for this thing to even, not just get off the ground, but actually be, once it does, if it happens to do get off the ground, actually function.
Okay. You recently mentioned the Buffett indicator showing that it would be game over for the US stock market soon. And I've seen many analysts who say there'll be a global equity market crash triggered when interest rates rise. What will happen to the crypto space when the equities markets collapse, and what can people do to prepare?
Who says the equities markets are going to collapse? It's like economists, right? And yeah, so the problem with the collapse of the equities market is the equities are priced in local currency, fiat currency, and they're printing enough to change the expectations of inflation. Inflation expectations is all that's needed for hyperinflation. You don't need they don't need them to print an excess amount of money. They just need a loss of confidence. If the confidence is lost, right, stock markets will continue to rise, even though they have no fundamental reason to do so. Prices will continue to rise across the board rapidly as people try to secure their wealth by moving out of the currency into tangible assets. And so that will drive the price of everything else up faster. and thus to creating the hyperinflation, which is a loss of confidence in the currency. Even though the Federal Reserve sticks to 25, only 25%. We're only stealing half your money every 3 years. Like, can't you let us do that?
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Right.
That's it. And so, like, what about a black swan event where the markets do collapse? And what happens? Does Bitcoin follow? Does the rest of the market follow?
Bitcoin will probably go the opposite direction because of the money printing. I don't see that happen. And any kind of correction in the market will be short-lived because of the rapid money printing.
Okay.
If you want to get at, there's very little things that you can escape from the debasement of money, and obviously you're going to need the equities will be one of the ways to escape from the ravages of inflation. So any correction will be very shallow in the depths because people will buy it up with the printed money.
Yeah, okay. And there's a welcome turnaround on the Bitcoin charts as we speak. And I've also heard you say recently, actually, there's a high probability that Bitcoin will drop to the mid 20s. So, what are your thoughts on that at the moment, given the changes?
Well, actually, it's changed direction now because it broke above a key point which caused a short squeeze at the $36,600 mark. And yeah, we have a change in direction, and we just now have to knock on the resistance level of $41,000. Once we break through that, then it's new game on here for Bitcoin. Yeah, there's going to be some pullbacks along the way. Maybe we're going to retest the 36,600 level once more before we go higher, but I doubt that. Most likely, we're going to test the 41,000 because that's serious resistance, which will turn into serious support once we pass it. So we'll
All right.
have blue skies ahead, basically, for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Is the most likely scenario at this point in time.
Okay, great to see. And given the growth of the utilities being developed in the gaming space and the NFT space, could these break away from Bitcoin more and more in future and not be so affected by what's happening there?
Because most NFTs are collectibles, they will not be affected by the Bitcoin price unless they're effectively priced in Bitcoin, which most of them are not. So yeah, I see that that they will continue to have their value because they're basically collector's items. They're items that people want and desire for a specific reason, and their reasons might be differ for each particular NFT asset, depending on what it is. So we'll see that a complete. I mean, we won't see any kind of correlation probably with Bitcoin. I can't say for sure, but I would bet that no correlation will be made with the NFTs or your particular NFT, depending on, of course, how it's structured, right, against the Bitcoin architecture or Ethereum architecture. But if it's just an artwork, I don't see an artwork going down in value just because Ethereum went down or Bitcoin went down.
Yep, sure, great. Well, Davinci, it has been super interesting hearing your thoughts, and I could chat with you all day, but I know you have a lot of things to do today. I know you're out there traveling a bit, very jealous of you, mate. So I'd like to say thank you very much for your time. It's been awesome speaking with you.
Great, I'm very glad to be here.
Could you do a shout out at all, maybe to Janet Yellen or Christine Lagarde?
Janet Yellen, Christine Lagarde, just buy Bitcoin. Just let it go.
All right, that's great. And maybe a shout out to the RedFOX Labs community because they're the guys that are watching you right now.
All right, RedFOX. Right, enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this show. Right, and I hope you got some Bitcoin, and I hope you learned something today.
You're a legend. Where can we go to see more of you, Davinci?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel called Davinci J15, and also you can find me on Telegram and by heading over to Davinci J15, the public group. Also, you'll find me on Twitter, right, Davinci J15, and Instagram, and on TikTok, which I'm actually going up on currently. So check that out as well.
Awesome. I'll be watching. Thank you so much, Davinci J15.
Thank you very much.